You came here in 2018, like, and then you saw the pandemic happen, and then you saw like post-pandemic, like the investments being made here in manufacturing. Can you tell us a little bit about that, Roberto? Like, who's coming here? Who's actually opening up factories here? How is that looking like?
Here, especially in Guadalajara specifically, you're looking at high tech, pharmaceutical, all different things. The US is obviously the biggest country investing in here. Like in terms of foreign direct investment, it's like US, China. And then I think last time I saw, there's some European countries mixed in there as well. So it's been a nearshoring boom. And I think it's a convergence of a lot of factors. You could say it's almost a perfect storm of a couple of factors. I think one, it's the obvious geographic advantage. So we border the US obviously here. But I think because of the pandemic and things like that, you see more companies wanting to shorten their supply chains. How can I de-risk my supply chains? And I think because of that, all that foreign direct investment you're seeing, like just that alone, I think probably adds close to 1% to GDP annually just with foreign direct investment. So there's that. There's what I call the geopolitical tensions, or let's call it the economic momentum, where even before the more recent conversations that have been happening, there's more and more companies that are looking to produce closer to home. And you're seeing that, especially even now with the ongoing tariff conversations. I think it's going to continue to grow. So there's that. Then there's also demographics. I think it's a very skilled, educated labor pool here in Mexico. The median age is 29. So you have like this burgeoning, fast-growing class of working people across technical, engineering, like very quality talent, a lot of international degrees. So for nearshoring, for like supply chain logistics companies, manufacturing companies, there's just a lot of great talent there. So there's that, and then there's the infrastructure. When you think about the infrastructure, again, it's not perfect, but when you compare it relative to some other nearshore environments or countries, I should say, it's about as good as it gets. And there's a lot of investments to improve rail, highways, capacity, internet connectivity, et cetera. So I think those have been the main factors. And I mean, one of the common questions I'm getting right now, it's obvious, like what's going on with the tariffs? What's the feeling here? And we're not going to get into opinions or politics or anything like that, but I think we can talk in facts where, I mean, when you think about U.S. trade, it accounts for 73% of GDP here in Mexico.
Wow.
Like the old saying is, when the U.S. has a cold, Mexico has a fever. The countries are that interconnected. So if these things continue to escalate, these recent conversations, like right now, the feeling is there is a little bit of tension. There's a lot of uncertainty here of what's going to happen. The reality is if these tensions continue to escalate, like we're talking about a multi-year economic headwind that could have a significant impact on Mexico. Now, I think eventually through the upcoming negotiations, it'll all work out. And regardless of what happens, you're going to continue to see a boom. But I think there's another level that could be unlocked of nearshoring that would be at unprecedented heights. But that window isn't going to be open forever. And I think Mexico does really need to emphasize production as like a fundamental thing for like overall growth. I think they need to think about reforming the economic sector a little bit and continue to make sure there's enough talent and skilled people to support this nearshoring boom. I think you need to depoliticize the judiciary. That's really started to recently scare away some foreign investment. Like you need to have that healthy checks and balance like any democratic country. I think they just need to focus on like the economic agenda for development. That has to be a continued focus. Like I said, like this window isn't going to be open forever. Like Mexico needs to capitalize. And for US companies that are thinking about it and want to capitalize on this nearshore boom, I would just say, and we talked about it a little bit, like you really need to find a trusted partner. Like you really need to work with someone that understands how to navigate these waters. It's just extremely important to do it with someone you trust. Like I've talked to people in the US and other countries that have opened here, and it's hard. It's really hard to do on your own. And for all the great things and amazing qualities this country offers, there's also some complexities. There's some security challenges. There can be political instability, corruption, like different regulations and labor laws. But if you know how to navigate and overcome those hurdles, it's really amazing what Mexico can offer your country. And if you understand, especially like what do the people want here? Like, what's important for people here? What's important for people in Mexico? It's family, it's their relationships, it's religion, it's staying true to their values. So if you can understand that and understand how to handle some of the more business, bureaucratic things, the impact it can have on your company can permeate throughout your organization, your culture. It's just such an energetic culture. It's a brilliant workforce. They are loyal. If they're treated right, they're so loyal, hardworking. Where I really do think the impact that it can have on your company is going to be shown in much more than just like a balance sheet or a P&L. So again, I think it's a really unique time for both Mexico and companies in the US that want to take advantage of it. It's really important to have trusted partners. And for Mexico, I mean, now or never, like you really got to take advantage and capitalize on this opportunity because the window's not always going to be open.
Yeah. I'm curious, Roberto, where do you see like the next 5 to 10 years of like Mexico's, I guess, presence in nearshoring and like relationship with the US headed? Like, what's your view on that? Like, where are we going?
I think we're going to continue to see the boom. I do think, again, we don't need to go into the politics or anything, but I would say of all the countries, I've seen Mexico and the US be able to have the most common ground on a lot of these topics. And I think a lot of it will be around how much dependency with China is Mexico willing to have. And I think the US will work that out. But I think people forget the USMCA trade agreement's coming up. Like those renegotiations are coming up. So I am very confident that the US, Mexico, and Canada will find a resolution that everyone can get their political victories to tell people. And I expect it to continue to grow. I really think we're going to see even more and more nearshoring, more production closer to home. So I'm expecting this to continue to grow and not stop anytime soon.
Yeah.